kilowatt so-called cold fusion. Now that again is a very controversial term, we agree. A device based on nickel and hydrogen which seems to produce nuclear energy with very little radiation. Even we are puzzled, we are looking at it with an open mind, but from all accounts it seems to be real. But we would like to carry it forward. People should know that this so-called potentiality is there. Nobody can promise this, but we have to take note of this. Is of science. It's only 15 days old, so it will be discussed at the conference. More people will, although the people who did this experiment are not coming. So whatever it is, this is very interesting, almost a turning point in this field, provided it has been, scientifically, thoroughly investigated and established. We're looking forward to that. So that potentiality is there. But as they may not, even if the energy doesn't come, the very occurrence of nuclear reactions at low temperature is an unbelievable phenomenon in science which has immense potentialities. I invite Mr. Vysotsky, Viresh,
May I make a point here?
We
have been talking about the energy
Yeah.
source. I think we must also talk about the puzzle that new isotopes are produced.
Exactly.
Transmutation. I think that is another aspect that we must also highlight
Maybe
in terms of
even give
scientific aspect, the curiosity-based research.
Okay. So this is.
Can you complete the sentence? The very occurrence of the reaction at room temperatures is
It's not accepted. It cannot happen. Should not happen as per textbook physics.
it should not happen
Yeah.
as per textbook.
And the transportation is philosophical reaction.
See, the present-day knowledge about nuclear physics says that you need very high temperature for fusion.
Yeah, he is familiar with the Department of Atomic Energy and Physics. I will give you a copy. What we find now, you heard of fission, you have fusion on the slide. What seems to be occurring is other nuclear reactions, which neither falls in the category of fission or fusion, but also those all kinds of nuclear phenomena seem to be happening at room temperature in a simple laboratory experiment.
Dr. Srinivasan, in your view, why do you think there's still the controversy about this subject?
That's what I'm saying. This,
Why?
according to the textbook, all that we have learned about nuclear reactions for the past 50, 80 years, such nuclear reactions, whether it be fission or fission is different. Fission is neutron in nucleus. But fusion and other nuclear reactions should not be happening at room temperature because of the so-called Coulomb barrier problem. But something in the solid state seems to be catalyzing all kinds of nuclear reactions with the beautiful difference. There is very little radiation. When we talk of nuclear energy, when we talk of nuclear reaction, we always associate it with radiation, gamma rays, neutrons, alpha particles, and so on. Nuclear energy, radiation. Now here seems to be a mechanism by which nuclear reactions do happen. But very little radiation. It's not as if it's zero, but not commensurate. So it's almost a clean source of energy. And the answer seems to be the theoreticians are not there. Somehow the excess energy seems to be transferred directly to the lattice without emitting radiation.
What do you think about the idea that the gamma is suppressed, and as explained by Srivastava, Whittam, and Larson?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Now, how this happened, what do the theoreticians explain this kind of a mechanism? It's a great question. Now, at least 15, 20 top theoreticians are engaged trying to understand. I think he's referring to one of the very interesting theories of Srivastava and Whittam and so on, which tries to explain it in terms of the big interaction and essentially production of a virtual neutron and so on. It's a very interesting theory. For one, I'm still open-minded. I do not claim that any one of the theories. I don't know enough about it as a theory. Even the best brains, theoreticians who have spent 20 years in the field are not able to come to a conclusion which is the best. Each has its own theory. So this is a very interesting theory. An Indian gentleman, Srivastava, working with this, has published a paper in Pramana. I think we should take note of it. not, sorry.
Yeah, probably a very layman question. I mean, how is it different from the research that's happening in CERN?
In CERN,
Yeah. I mean, that's a completely different.
CERN is it's a physics experiment
Okay.
where you accelerate particles to very high energy, bombard it on matter, and you look at the reaction.
So there
See,
also it's
I can give you one example, right? We know chemical energy is produced by burning oil or coal or whatever. Most of us think that when you, in order to release chemical energy, you have to have a hot fire, something hot, right? That's all. But what happens in your body when you eat a box of cornflakes? You produce the same energy. In fact, if you calculate the amount of energy, take typically a cereal box, look at the back, 100 grams of cereal, so there's so many calories. Actually, there should be kilocalories. That's the separation. When you say calories, they mean kilocalories. You convert that into energy and compare it with TNT, explosive. The body produces more energy per gram of carbohydrate in a cold chemical reaction, cold fusion, cold energy. Right? It's happened. You've seen all of us that. Same thing in solid matter. How does the body do that? How does the body convert carbohydrates into energy at room temperature? So our common perception that in order to have energy, chemical energy, you have to have fire is obvious right there wrong. Same thing is happening in nuclear energy. Our perception that you need high energy, you have to bombard it, you have to put a neutron, you have to put a radiation. This is what we have learned for 20, 30, 40 years, and here we find a mechanism where it's happening quietly in the lab. So we need to understand that. We're all in the business trying to understand, but I'm happy and thankful to these gentlemen who come to India and they're trying to convey to the public, this is new science. Please sit up, please listen, please look at it, please study it. Don't denounce it. I mean, there is unfortunately the history, I don't want to go into the history, it's so new. People say my textbook doesn't tell me, so I don't believe. That is the state of it. None of all the talks we are listening today are not in the textbooks. This is beyond textbook, it's a new field, but it is not yet entered textbook because they haven't done it. So we have to re-educate the professors, re-educate the teachers. Obviously, no professor is going to like it that you have to be re-educated. We just neglect that and concentrate on the younger generation right from the beginning. You look at this, how, that's why it's called condensed matter nuclear science. Nuclear reactions occurring within the condensed matter. And I think I'd like to give you, he has given